First of all, my heartfelt thanks to the entire team of Indiaspora and each one of you for making this event a success. Before I start, I just want to tell you that whatever I'm doing is really small, but I feel that primary education is a silver bullet to India's societal problem, and hence I chose to work in a small village so that we create a pilot school and replicate the model elsewhere. I always wanted to be a pilot in armed forces, and luckily I got selected. But I just took a challenge and went in this very small village, which is almost 100 kilometers away from my hometown, Nagpur. And I love kids. It was my first day in the school, and I was interacting with them. I just asked them to introduce and what they want to be. Some said doctor, engineer, teacher, police, and all. There was this girl. I still remember her name, Janhavi. She said, "Teacher, I don't know what I want to be, but I want to be something which will benefit my society." And I was so impressed with this 10-year-old, and she was my inspiration, which changed the track of my life. While coming back to Nagpur, I felt when a 10-year girl can think to change something in the society, why I cannot do it at the age of 21. So at the age of 21, I decided to work in that village, which is called Pavni. It's in Bhandara district in Maharashtra. My background was different. I did not know how to run a school. It was already an existing school. So I just studied the different schools across the country. I read a lot, I experimented, and we tried to change something which was wrong in our system. Of course, everything was not bed of roses. In fact, more thorns on my way. One fine day, a bulldozer came in the school. Two men brought a bulldozer in the school, and they demolished half of our building when the kids were inside the school, just because we denied to pay bribe. This was happened to us. But yeah, of course, we learned a lot. And there are many things I can say the school has really created a great impact. Apart from the good academic records which our students produce every year, we can say this is a value-based education system which we are trying to follow. I never thought that we will have our own building and something. We are presently in two rented premises. Both of them are in a dilapidated shape, and they both leak. So our kids wear raincoats and sit in the class during rainy seasons. There's one lady, she stays in the Bay Area, and she wanted to volunteer. So she teaches online, but we cannot do those online classes for 4 months because it rains. My kids can wear raincoats, but computers cannot. So we just cannot continue that. So there are many other challenges too. My idea was that I will work with these people in this village for a few years and later move on. I don't know where and what. But then when I was working, there were instances that really shocked me. One fine day, a farmer father came and he said, "Madam, we want to pay the fees. My son is in your school. But you know what? We are 7 people, and I invested 90,000 rupees during this monsoon, and I got a yield of 60,000 rupees. So there was a loss of 30,000 rupees, and he didn't have money to pay for his son. And then we decided that we will run this school as a non-profit model, and since then we are running it as a non-profit model. Those who cannot get good quality education, our teachers go to their places, to different villages, they talk to them, and we tell the parents that we will not charge a single penny, you send your kids. It was just about school. 1 year back, a lady came to us, and we in fact called her. So we asked her, why your kids aren't coming to school? She said, I lost my husband, and my in-laws say that we lost our son because of you. And she was like, madam, I didn't do anything. My husband has a cancer, he died out of it. So I went to my parents' house to stay with them because my in-laws were not ready to keep me and my kids. I stayed there for 1.5 months, and then my parents said, this is not your home now. You must go back to your in-laws. This lady, she said, मुझे नहीं पता कहाँ जाना था, मेरे तो दोनों घर मेरे नहीं थे. So she said, I didn't want to leave at all. I was so depressed. So मैं नदी में गई, मैं यहाँ तक भीगी, and then a thought came to her mind that when my husband is not there, I am at this position, that this bad situation. What if even I am not there? What will happen to my kids? And then when I was somewhere in the middle of the river, I just turned back. And I don't know what to do, but I really don't have a place to stay. And there were many other problems which she discussed. She was like, can you give me some work? I said, we can take care of your kids. We can provide education and whatever they need. But for you, I do not have anything. She would come every 2-3 days and ask me for some work. And I really couldn't help her. And there were many such cases. When I discussed with my staff, they would tell some other stories. And I felt the situation of single mothers is so bad who doesn't have their husbands with them. I don't know what to do. So recently we just started some kind of livelihood model for such women. There are many in the village. Of course, everywhere there are. But currently, there are 6 ladies who work in the school. We give them raw material. They make something like the pens I gave you, and we try to sell them. So these are the 2 different models currently we are running. Time is very less. So coming back to the school, we want to construct a school building where we can give the quality education, where we can provide life skills, livelihood models to our students. We have got land and we are trying to raise funds to construct a building. The second thing which we want to do is stop migration. Everyone wants to go to the city and no one wants to stay in the village. And they have their genuine problems to it. But I feel that my students should become good farmers instead of becoming bad engineers. And they should stay in the village itself. Because I just don't understand. Nobody wants to be a farmer. They have inherited skills. If everyone says we want to go out and do something, that is fine. But those who do not have aptitude for that should stay back in the village. So we are trying to create a sustainable ecosystem in that village itself. Currently, we are focusing only on this particular village, which covers almost 64 small villages nearby. And may I request each one of you to help us, not just to build a school, but a new generation. Thank you so much.